Let's break down how these NBA players really score their points. Here's the top 20 in scoring last year and the breakdown of the points within the arc, outside of the arc, and from the free throw line. Let's start within the arc. As expected, we see mostly centers and power forwards here, but we also see Ausar and Amen Thompson. As they work more and more on the jump shot and their three-point shot, I can see them becoming more closer to that all-star potential that we all know they have within them. The rest, more tall rim-centric bigs. But DeAndre Ayton, though, is a little more interesting because he's not as physical as the others, but with him joining the Lakers, Luka, and LeBron, catching all those lobs, I can see him staying right put. Now for those who make most of the points from three. A good majority of these players sit behind the arc, wait for the ball to touch their hands, and they let it fly. Players like Steph Curry, though, Brandon Miller, and even Bryce Sensabaugh, as we know to be a little more all-around, still sneak their way in this list with how dominant they are from three as well. Before I show you who's leading in terms of the percentage of their points from the line, any guesses? It's not Shea. It was Jimmy Butler, and pretty comfortably Jimmy Butler. 1 out of every 3 of his points was from the line. Shea's still here, but he's not in the top 5. What I thought was really interesting is that there's nowhere near as many centers here as I expected. I thought there'd be a lot of bigs who get hacked and then had to make their points to the line, but only Anthony Davis is here to be seen. Instead, what we see is a lot of primary ball handlers leading the list here, and I think that's very indicative of the league today. So let's revisit the league leaders in points. What we see here is that the league leaders still make most of the points within the arc. As 3 happy as the league has gotten, it just doesn't seem to be as sustainable enough to maintain this kind of production. Most importantly though, every single player on this list had at least 15% of the points come from the charity strike, and I think that just says how important getting to the line is in today's game.